you right here on footballtips.com. My name is Raymond Doyle and I'm going to take you through all the odds and all the tips for the biggest FA Cup clash this weekend. It's at Old Trafford. It's the clash between the current holders Chelsea against Manchester United. But both sides coming into the match on the end of two very disappointing results midweek. Manchester United, of course, controversially knocked out of the Champions League to Real Madrid on Tuesday night following the dismissal of their midfielder Nani during the second half. For Chelsea, it was the disappointing 1-0 away defeat to Steaua Bucharest in the Europa League. It's only the first leg for the Stamford Bridge side, but no doubt Rafa Benitez's side will be hoping to overcome that in the second leg. So on to Sunday's clash. So having a look at the odds, Manchester United, you can get them at best price with Paddy Power 5-6 to win the match in 90 minutes. If you fancy Chelsea, of course, they are the cup holders, a fantastic record in the FA Cup in recent years. They're as big as 19-5 with William Hill. That's a standout price, 19-5 with the bookmakers William Hill. If you do think this is going to go to a draw, you can get BetVictor and give you odds of 3-1 on a replay happening in this clash. So having a look at actually odds to qualify as well, of course, it potentially goes to replay as you mentioned. Manchester United, as you would expect, their odds on 4-7 to qualify to the last four. Of course, the last time Manchester United won the FA Cup was back in 2004 when they beat Millwall in the final. If you do fancy Chelsea to qualify for yet another FA Cup semi-final, their best price 9-5 with bwin. So coming into the clash, this will be the third time that the two sides have met this year. Earlier on in the Premier League in Stamford Bridge, it was a fantastic 3-2 match where Manchester United, Javi Hernandez was the hero that night when he grabbed the winner with about 15 minutes to go in that clash. They also met in the Carling Cup. It was roles reversal somewhat with Chelsea getting an extremely late equaliser. I think it was the last kick of the game for Eden Hazard to score a penalty to bring it to extra time where Chelsea knocked out Manchester United in the Capital One Cup. So having a look at, speaking of goal scorers, who's going to be top, who's going to get that first goal scorer on Sunday. Much talk about Wayne Rooney. Of course, he was dropped for that game against Real Madrid on Tuesday. Sir Alex Ferguson coming out this morning saying his future is very much secure at Old Trafford. If you do fancy Rooney to get the first goal on Sunday, he's as big as 5-1 with various bookmakers out there, whether it's Wall Sports or Stan James. You can get Wayne Rooney 5-1 to open the scoring. Robin van Persie, he is on quite somewhat of a poor run of form. He's as big as 15-4 with Bet365. Again, that's a standout price. 15-4 for the Dutch international to score the first goal against Chelsea. I think he's only got one in his last 8, so maybe shy away from Van Persie for this one. Have a look at the likes of Javier Hernandez, who's having a fantastic FA Cup season so far. He is 5-1 as well to score first. And Danny Welbeck got the first goal in the Bernabeu earlier on this season against Real Madrid. He's 6-1 with Stan James to get the first goal. On the Chelsea side of things, Fernando Torres, much maligned. He did score an excellent goal against Manchester United a couple of seasons ago to Old Trafford for Chelsea, but that game was very much overshadowed for his arguably the biggest miss of his career. He's as big as 8-1 to get the first goal. William Hill. You can get the same price for Demba Ba. He scored the first goal last weekend against West Brom in the Premier League. So he fancy Demba Ba to get the first goal here. It's an 8-1 shot again with William Hill. One man who's an excellent record in the FA Cup since he arrived from Spanish football is Juan Mata. I think he's got 5 goals and something like 7 assists in his 10 games in the competition. One very much look out for Juan Mata. He's as big as 12-1 to get the first goal of the game on Sunday, so certainly have a look out for that one. Folks, having a look at the odds, my tip, I think Manchester United just at odds on is a fantastic price, 5-6. I really think you're going to see a backlash from the Red Devils, especially Wayne Rooney. If he starts, definitely have a tenner on him to score first at 5-1. But I really do think Manchester United, I'm going to go just for him to win the match. I was having a look at it possible to qualify, but I think at 5-6 with Paddy Power, it's a fantastic price for Manchester United to reach the last 4. I did tip them up at the start of the season to go on to win the FA Cup, and I certainly can't back against them now. Again, we're talking about footballtips.com. We have absolutely tons of cashback specials for not only this game of the weekend, but also the Premier League games between Liverpool and Tottenham, as well as Reading and Aston Villa. So just log on to footballtips.com for all our tips on all the Premier League games this weekend. Remember, we're talking about cashback specials, and Paddy Power probably have the best cashback special this weekend. If Wayne Rooney scores the last goal of the game, they'll refund selected bets. So just log on to footballtips.com for all the information on that. Of course, folks, you can always follow us on Twitter. Our handle is @footballtips, as well as Facebook as well, where we have thousands of followers. So always log on to footballtips.com for all the information. Folks, I hope you enjoyed the match on Sunday. And remember, 5-6 with Paddy Power, that's my bet from Manchester United to win the match.